Welcome to Exchanging Secrets podcast. I'm Mindy Silva, your co-host, here with
Nadia Theng,
Jennifer Durant,
Karen Macias,
Julie Luna,
Marie Pinedo,
and Ara Reyna.
Thank you for tuning in today. We want to thank our wonderful sponsors. One of them here with us today, Ara Reyna. Welcome, Ara. From Reyna Homes. She's there to help you with your home loan and make it a really awesome experience. We also have, who you can't see on the other side of the camera with us, Ruben the Realtor. Woo! Who's been our awesome sponsor, here to help you with all your real estate needs and help you make your next purchase your home. So thank you both so much for sponsoring. So today we're going to talk about what the heck is happening to our bodies. So if you're tuning in and listening and you're around the age of 40, so much is happening to your body. And so we're going to dive a little bit into that today.
And this is just the beginning.
Oh my God, somebody help me. So what is happening to our bodies? We're all sweating right now, by the way, like just like profusely. I don't know if it's like perimenopause. Oh, we're not sweating. We're glistening.
We're not sweaty.
And glowing.
I thought about wearing this.
You're hot.
Last time Julie complained she was cold the whole time.
You guys are. We're always on top of each other.
That's what it is.
Nadia doesn't want to even sit next to me. She was trying to be on the other side of the couch.
This is true.
She didn't want to smell me or something. I don't know.
Like sweats, like
No, wait, not sweats, but sweats.
Part of it. I don't know. I don't know about any of you. Anyone here started getting night sweats? Because those just started. Yeah.
Same.
What? Yes?
Same.
That's just started picking up for me. So, okay, so I'm 41. Nadia, who we celebrated, just turned 40 in the month of October. Jen is 39. Karen is 41. 21 times
Sorry.
2?
Yeah.
I'm not good at math.
Wait,
So,
I just turned 41.
Yeah,
I
just-
just turned 41.
that's right. Julie's 41. Marie, you are?
39.
And Ada?
41.
Yeah. So we're all going through this new wonderful phase of life, and our bodies are changing. It's like going through puberty again, but worse, I think. I don't know. Way worse than puberty.
Way worse. I mean, let's talk about hormones, right?
Oh, yeah.
All
Those
over
are
the
not fun.
place.
Out of this world.
I'm breaking out more now than I did in my teenage.
Really?
Yes. But it could be, a lot of stress, right? You
Lots of stress.
Yeah, I was just like, that's why I said really, because I'm like, wait, you're breaking out?
I always
Like,
save
where?
my
Your
good makeup.
I'm breaking out.
I always save my good makeup for events or the weekend, but no.
What do you mean we're lounging? We have.
We're lounging.
We're lounging. We wake up like this. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Stress, right? Someone had a good question too, I think on the last, your friend sent a question about stress on the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There was a question.
I'm breaking out too, which is weird to say. I even woke up this morning and I told Ruben, I have a pimple right here. I've never had a pimple, like in a random
neck?
place.
Like body
Yeah, on my neck. Yeah, I've never had that before.
I only had it in basketball.
I almost feel like every week it's something new, like a new pain somewhere.
Yeah.
The back pain for me, it's just norm now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, after kids, epidurals, right? But even just something will bother me, like an ingrown toenail. But it's like, it's enhanced now. Like, I could just feel it bothers me more.
Yeah.
It's those little things where I'm like, I can feel the pain. Now I can't wear certain shoes because it just comes with a consequence. But yeah, even we were, recently, I was in Vegas last month, right, with my friends. So we went to a concert.
Wait, what friends? No, just kidding.
Our compadres. They're going to laugh because
Other friends.
The other friends.
Frosty friends.
The ones that took her away from us, remember? Because she used to be from Fontana, from the IE.
And now she's an
now she's the
OC girl.
my friends
Vanessa.
can be your friends and we can all be friends.
But wait, they are my
We can
friends.
do that.
No, so we were at the concert, our compadres, and it became a thing because, so obviously my outfit for the concert, I wore these shoes, but they're narrow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right? They're whatever.
They're cute.
Oh no. By the end of the night, Oh no. So we were in our room. We were in our room, and I was complaining about my bunion.
Which I have.
Which, yes, it reminds me of you, but now my left
Welcome to my
bunion
world.
all of a sudden is a thing. So if I wear certain shoes, I'm like, ooh, it hurts. And it reminds me of her because she's been dealing with this for a long time, but now I'm like,
Really?
God, like.
Oh, I have. Yeah, my right one. It's my right one.
So the whole night we were in our hotel room. I'm going to sleep. I'm complaining about my bunion. So they'll know, but we were laughing about it, like, why are we talking about bunions at 2 in the morning? Anyways,
In Vegas.
I was in pain.
40 years
Yes, I was
But
in
in
pain.
Vegas at 2 in the morning in your hotel room.
But it didn't hurt when we were dancing, right? No, of course not. Anyway, okay, so back to the stress conversation. I did find the comment or the question
Oh, who was it from?
from our friend Laura. We grew up with Laura at church. Yes. Her Instagram is Colombian Booty.
Ooh, sexy.
So she did ask about. She wanted to know. For us to talk about like our mothers addicted to stress. So I guess we're talking about stress. Yeah, right. So I feel like moms, right? We have a lot of
diving in head first.
mom guilt. We overly stress because we're nonstop, right? Like it's just our brain just doesn't shut off. So I don't know. Anybody else want to add?
Stephen always calls it turn off your browsers.
Oh, that's why you texted that to me last night.
Yes.
I thought you meant literally. You meant my brain.
You thought I might go to your computer and
Turn off your Wi-Fi.
I did. I was like, oh, I did. I put it on Do Not Disturb.
Airplane mode.
Ruben. I'm happy to be of help,
You're-
but not that help.
Thank you.
No, I'm not.
Are you
kidding.
serious right now?
Stephen actually will tell me, like, I'll be laying there and he'll go, close your eyes, turn off your browsers. Or close your browsers, not turn off your browsers. Close your, turn off, click, click, click.
Something like that.
He's like, close your browsers. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It's not gonna happen. How
do you do that?
It's not happening, okay?
But addicted to stress, I don't know. I feel like it just comes with the territory. Like, it's more about managing it, but it does wreak havoc on your body. Like in so many ways, right? Whether it's acne or migraines or
Sweaty.
sweating.
Honestly, like for me, when this was maybe like about 2 years ago, we opened up the Rancho office in 2021.
You and your husband, right?
Yes.
You own the business together?
Correct.
Yeah.
So my son was born the same month we opened up the office.
You're so wild.
Girl, it was like we had twins. So about a year, all the stress, building the team, managing, and I mean, all this marriage and I had just gave birth.
Yeah.
I remember I would have such a bad anxiety attacks, like panic attacks. I would call Alonso and be like, I am parked on 4th and Milliken. I'm in the parking lot. Come and get me. That car was parked all over town, and I would just leave it overnight because I couldn't drive.
Yeah.
My body would go numb.
Yeah.
Like numb. Like I'm like, God, please, Jesus Christ, please, I just need to pull over, like, switch lanes, get in the parking lot, park, and
Yeah, it's a real thing because with panic attacks,
2
you can pass
seconds,
out. I did one.
actually remember
I did
Natalie
one.
when she first had Julian. She was driving from San Diego, and she had a panic attack, and literally her hands froze like this.
Yes.
Driving, and she
Suffer from that for sure.
drove. I don't even remember how she told us that she had Julian in the back, which increased obviously
Yes.
her anxiety. But she had to pull over to the side, and I don't remember. She said she did it with her legs or her elbows or something. I remember she had to use like something else because she said that she felt like a dinosaur. She said, I felt like my hands were a dinosaur. Like I couldn't grab the wheel. I couldn't, and she had to pull. Yeah, it is.
It's bad.
It's crippling.
I mean, my sister, like, I think a couple of years ago, I think maybe in a year she'll call the ambulance 3 to 5 times a year, and they would already know her. I'm parked off on the 210 freeway, and it was just like a normal thing for her. Like, it's crazy. I feel like it runs in our family personally. I don't know about you guys, and it's just all about obviously controlling your nerves, and I feel that obviously everyone has it differently. But I mean, for me, I know I work at a gym, but like working out is such a it helps with
release.
release your, for sure. That's like
Yeah.
my anxiety pill taking
Because
over.
isn't it endorphins have like a huge
Yes, absolutely.
play on it?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's funny that that we were talking about this because I'm like, oh my God, Karen knows. She's when one of my first ones. We were at Six Flags. We were like, I don't know, 13 years old. They would drop us off back in the days alone, and we would just go on rides and whatnot. And then I just remember telling Karen, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. And I'll never forget. We're waiting in line at the help desk, and I'm like, she's not doing it.
Like we're in line, so
Literally.
I'm waiting in line. I'm trying to like tell her to calm down.
And I'm feeling everything you said. Just my fingers are going like this.
Numb
And I'm like,
and-
Karen, hurry, say something.
So
And-
the line wasn't moving fast enough, so she starts yelling. She did. She started yelling, help me.
And my fingers like this, and like I was just shutting down.
We're young
Yes.
teenagers.
Yeah.
And
I mean, 13? That is
Yeah,
wild.
my mom-
I'm trying to keep her alive.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on.
She's like, what is this?
Because sometimes I would be like, dude, like, get it together. Like, are you for real right now? But then I'm like, okay, no, she's really like, her like fingers were going.
I'm like,
and
Karen,
then
my
she was
fingers.
getting off. Actually, they did.
terrible.
No, they did. Like, she yelled
wonder-
for help. They came.
Yes.
They sat her in a wheelchair. They calmed her down, but she was having almost like a panic
Panic attack.
Had an
Panic
anxiety
attack.
attack.
Yeah.
Are you like claustrophobic? Like, do you feel like really like?
No, just my
Like your-
body shut down, like what you said. Like your fingers start going like this, and like you just you
West
feel
Side.
it in your back.
So
And
the first time I had a panic attack, I was getting home from Cynthia's house, Nicola. So I was getting home from Cynthia's house. This was back in 2009, I think. And I was laying on the couch. I was at my mom's house, and my whole body, like my entire body, like crumbled, like a fetus. So they called 911. I thought I was having like a stroke.
Yeah.
So like they got there, the paramedics arrived and they said, oh, she's just having a panic attack. And I'm like, I couldn't even talk. My tongue was like, numb and
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, no, I'm having a stroke. Take me in. I'm crying and I'm praying to God. And they're like, no, she's having a really just panic attack.
That happened to me driving. I don't know what it's like driving, if it like increases it, but I didn't know what was happening. All of a sudden my face went numb. Same thing where it's like that first sensation, and I could feel myself blacking. I'm like, oh my God. So I like literally just stopped the car where I was at driving and put on the hazard.
In the middle of the freeway?
No. It was like, luckily it was on the streets.
Oh,
and then, and I was close to Kaiser, so I drove to Kaiser, gave the poor nurse a heart attack. So every time I came in, because I always went every month for my allergy shots, every time I come in, she's like, oh my God, girl, you just scared me. I have to pray every time you come in, because it was so scary, watching you go through that, and after, and your blood pressure, it gets crazy. Yeah, but I don't know if it's age that does that, because I didn't.
Well, she
I
was
don't know, you were
13, so
young.
that's something
I think it runs in my family because my mom has it. My sister had it really bad. She was on pills for for a couple of years. She just got off of it.
She'll join us one day.
Yes,
She'll
she'll
talk all
talk
about it.
your ear
I
off
bet
about how she came clean. But I mean, she still has it as an emergency. But it just seeing her go through it, I was just like, oh my God, it's like a real thing. And she's like, you don't understand. I'm like, no, I do. It's just everyone's different. Like I guess I think everyone has it in different levels. I know my sister had it really bad, and my mom, and then I kind of sort of see this in my daughter, unfortunately. So it's just I really think it runs in your family. It's like in your blood.
I don't know. Is it a hereditary thing? I think we're going to Google it.
Could be.
It could be.
I don't know.
Is it age? It's a little bit of everything. Age,
hereditary?
definitely after having
Anxiety?
kids.
Oh, yeah.
Because
It's
what you guys were
linked to
saying.
mental
So
illness.
after, I remember after having my kids, that's when I started feeling it because she knows same thing. I've always been calm, and I would try to understand her. We're like, how are
never
you
really
feeling this?
got it,
But I never really felt things because I was just like, no, like I didn't feel it. But after kids, absolutely. After my second daughter, I realized like I would go to the store or anything. Like I would run an errand, go do my nails, and I was just like anxious. Like I felt like everything I had to go fast. And it's that whole like, you need to get back to your baby. Yes, I get it. They're newborn, whatever. But then if like I was at the nail salon and then they were taking a long time, I would have anxiety. Like, oh my God, I don't have time. My baby's waiting for me. So then I would rush home. So one time I was rushing. I went to Costco. I'm rushing through the parking lot. I happen to hit a car parked car because I'm just kind of like, again, like just going too fast because I'm so like anxious to get home to my baby. I call Orlando crying. I'm like, I just hit a car, whatever. So it was a whole thing. when I'm trying to explain to him what I was feeling, he just told me, why are you always rushing? Just the baby's fine. I'm with the baby. So I had to constantly tell myself, they're fine. They're fine. But it's as a mom, like
Yes.
you cannot, it's hard to, you have to remind yourself, calm down, breathe, right? Breathe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I experienced that a lot
My
after my
sister-in-law
babies.
just yesterday, we were at the house, and our niece was getting an award. So they drove down, and she wasn't doing anything after. So we talked about like, oh, what are you doing after? And she was like, well, I'm not doing anything. And she had my niece and nephew who I hadn't seen in a while. So I was like, well, why don't we go hang out at the house? Like, I had errands to run, but I was like, why don't we go hang out at the house? So as we're talking, I was like, oh, okay, we have this tomorrow. I have to do this, and whatever. And she was like, go run your errands. Like, I'll stay with Peyton. I'll stay with the kids. And I'm like, no. And she's like, Jen, you need a break. Go run your errands without the kids. Like, I got it. And I was like, well, you need a break too. Like, you're a mom too. And she's all, no, just go do it, whatever. So I'm like, okay. I get in the car. You guys. Already in my mind, I was like, okay, it's going to take me this time to get to this store. It'll take me this amount of time to get to this store. I'll be in there for like this amount of time. Okay, she's only going to be with the kids for like maybe an hour max. Okay, no problem. So I'm driving. So the hour mark hit, and I call her. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to be a little bit longer because I still have to stop here and I have to get this. And she was like, okay, I'm here, I'm fine. Like, pay's good, we're hanging out. They're in the room, hanging out. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm only gonna be like this amount of time more. And she was like, Jen, there's no time. She was like, what are you
time
rushing
is in
for?
your head.
Yeah. She's like, why are you rushing? Why are you like, I told you I was gonna be here. Run your errands, do what you have to do. Like, why are you?
Right.
And I was like, I don't know. I just feel bad. Like, you're there with the kids. She was like, first of all, I'm here with my 2 kids and your 1 daughter. She's like, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, my 1 daughter's like 10 kids. So she's like, no, I'm fine. But I'm not kidding you. As soon as I walked out of the door, I was like, I gotta hurry up. Yeah. I gotta go. I gotta get back.
So I think to answer Laura's question about,
Are we addicted to stress?
Maybe.
I mean, it happens. I feel like it happens natural, right? Like, we just cannot help what our body is going through.
It's just mom guilt.
Yeah,
I think it's mom guilt.
Mom guilt.
Absolutely.
So we have to constantly just check in, remind ourselves, like, they're okay. Like, chill, relax.
Yeah. And I think kind of going back to the initial topic, right, of what's going on with my body, right? So one of the things that I haven't had breakouts, thankfully, but I suffered really bad with anxiety when I was younger. So I'm hoping like I already went through that and I don't have to do that again. But I do think a part of like my weight increase this year is attributable to like the premenopausal, right, season. And then I also have these new friends that arrived on my head. They are white wisdom.
Oh, yes.
People call them grays, but I call them white wisdom.
Yes.
I feel like when you get smarter, you get them. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm calling them my white wisdoms. And I've only been doing like the touch-ups because I like refuse to dye my hair.
So you barely started getting them?
Barely. And okay, and I started getting them here. Okay, and they are showcasing themselves today. Special guest arrival.
You know they appear everywhere, right?
No, well, I only have it down here.
They start appearing everywhere, right?
No, well, we do laser hair removal, okay?
Oh,
we do laser hair removal, so you
just
probably
so you
don't have to worry about that.
I found out because apparently those cannot get
Gray hairs do not respond to laser hair
There you go.
removal,
So that's
whether
what I
they're
found
in
out.
your
I'm all,
armpits, your face, anywhere.
Yes.
So if you're like in your 30s, now's the time. Now's the time. Go get them off.
Now's the time to do what?
Get rid of all your hair.
Well,
wherever.
okay, but you're saying that they don't okay, so like if I...
So if they don't respond, you have to like nip it in the butt before they become gray?
Oh, so we're good then. I'm good then. So
You're good. You're good.
because I already
Good.
started.
But what I'm saying is
Okay.
that's when I found out they appear in different places because they did not get removed with the laser treatment.
You know
so
what?
I'm
Now
like,
I do have one gray eyelash. I will. Yeah, like it's random. Just
You're
on
not going to laser
You're not
that.
gonna
I'm not lasering that off.
don't do that.
Please don't do that. That is not safe.
That doesn't even seem safe.
In other places, gray hairs will appear wherever hair may grow on yourself.
If you do
But I
not
will say-
actively start treatment before
Now's
they
the
did.
time.
Okay, so if they come
You guys
out,
are not that bad. They're
That's
cute.
it.
wait, okay, so wait, they're not cute.
They're there with you
You're a
forever.
lie. You're a whole lie.
They're ruthless. Even the ones
You're
in
a
my
liar.
hair, they're just like, you straighten it, and that one just is like, no.
Yeah, look at this
Not
little guy.
today.
This one is like a
Yeah.
little curly cue.
I have a spray
and it just hangs out.
Okay, speaking of hair, I don't know what happened. I was like in the middle of facial treatment because I was doing it's like PRFM where they take your platelets and like rejuvenate your collagen or whatever. And then I started getting chin hair and I'm like, what the heck is this now? So I went to the doctor because I was like, do I have too much testosterone? What is happening to me? And so they were like, your hormones are normal for you or whatever your age is. So I was like, they
very
don't
normal.
Yeah, they don't feel normal. I'm like sweating, I'm growing hair. What is happening? I'm becoming a man. I don't know.
Not Ruben getting a man.
He was like, he's like, whatever money you need, baby, you go take care of you.
You say a woman.
At least stay a woman. So I had to go get laser hair, right? I had to stop the other face treatment, which I will go back to, but I had to I got lasered like in the chin so that those wouldn't grow back. And I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, I just can't even.
I
move my
actually
body right now.
remember my mom. My mom would always get one, and she would be like, "Yeah, I need you to get this. I
Suck
can't
it.
see it. I cannot see it."
it.
And you guys, all of a sudden, I got the one, and I'm like,
The one.
She passed it on
"What?
to me.
Go laser
that?
it. Go laser
What
it.
is that?"
Go laser it, girl.
Yeah, it's so disrespectful.
No, it's so funny because I mean, someone out there is gonna thank me for sharing that because they're like, "What? I thought it was just me, you know, whatever."
No, clearly not,
No.
because I had one too.
There you go. So no, my favorite was like, I had been suffering. I talked about this from itchy armpits, and I was like, it just came out of freaking nowhere. What? Yeah, like rashes in my armpits, breakouts, lymph nodes, like all the crazy thing. And I finally was like, I think 'cause some of these things are embarrassing, so you hold them in for a really long time, even with your friends, and they're like,
You're hoping they go away on their own. Like
you
you
just Google it. You're just like,
I'm just going through
No
a
one,
phase.
no one else said
Must
it.
have been I'm eating something wrong. I don't know, right? Like you try to like eliminate, and they're like, no, fitting.
no, and nothing was helping my poor armpits. And I was just like, I couldn't sleep. Like, it got to the point where I could not sleep. The itching was so bad. I went to the doctor. He was like, you don't have bacteria. You don't have like a dermatological problem. Like
what is it? Dermatitis?
something. He could not figure out what it was either. So I finally confided in Karen. And Karen was like, girl, I got the recipe to like fix your life. And you want to tell somebody what
What's the
recipe
recipe?
is?
Yeah, tell us, Karen.
So
Yeah, what is the
So
recipe?
I experienced that. I'm telling you, after kids, everything happened.
Everything.
It was suppressed because apparently
Those
nothing
dang
was
kids.
ever wrong. But then I had
kids.
kids, and my body just went, okay, let's go, let's just do it. So so yes, I did experience that. I would break into a rash, but then I remembered that my sister-in-law had gone through it years ago, and forever she had been. She detoxed from, just a regular deodorant that has all the aluminum, whatever, right? So I would always hear her talk about it. I'm like, okay, when you're not going through, you're just like, okay, whatever. Like,
Not my
okay,
problem.
okay.
Yeah,
Not my
not my
problem. Okay, that's
problem.
cool. Good for
Drama
you.
for your mama.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Susan. So she just stopped years ago because she just knew it was bad
Yeah.
from years ago. So she didn't wait for the whole rash thing to happen. She just detoxed on her
she was
own.
smarter.
No, she just kind of did it on her own. And she's to a point now because I guess the more you use deodorant, the more you need it, right? So she doesn't even use. She always brags and says, I don't even wear deodorant. And she doesn't really sweat or smell. Like, that's just how clean, it is for her. So when I was experiencing the rash, I hit her up and I was like, okay, what is it that whatever. So she guided me of how to detox. She's like, you're gonna have to detox for a long time, but be prepared. Don't do it during the summer because obviously no.
Really
She's
bad.
like, do it during the winter. So she's like, give yourselves a good 2 months because you're gonna smell. That's years of clogged because the aluminum, you're just clogging, right? So so yes, I prepared whatever. I bought this detoxing, so you use it in the shower.
Like a charcoal scrub.
Yeah,
Yes.
a charcoal scrub. You detox in the shower, and you just let your body. And it smelled for 2 months bad. You let yourself. You have to let your body detox.
But you know who else I heard this from was Pastor Diego when he went through his cancer treatments. Talking about how he went through all that and how he stopped using deodorant, and now he only uses like essential oils or something.
So part of the detoxing, she told me put the citrus like lemon.
Yeah.
So I would in the shower. She's like scrub it whatever because the citrus you're just gonna try to help the smell.
Okay, but like legit lemon or like an essential oil?
No, like legit, like scrub,
Like cut it in half and
yes. And
Got it.
It's just a whole process of detoxing for a good couple of weeks, and you have to go through it. You have to go through it.
Yeah.
Once you go through it, the smell
Dissipates.
yes.
Yeah.
And then eventually she's like, but you cannot jump from regular deodorant to like natural.
Nope.
No, you cannot. It's not gonna work.
Nope.
You're gonna fail. You have to go through that detox. It's
Yeah.
years worth of clog. It will come out. And then I started using the
natural.
the natural. And
Okay, but I
it
don't
helped
understand
me.
because right now I don't use aluminum anything on Peyton, and you guys, she's funky.
Well, she's also in a young stage of hormonal.
I think. I mean, I know Solana. Like when she would go to, she's gonna be so mad at me for saying that on this. But oh well.
Well, hopefully she's not gonna
I
watch
don't know.
it.
I hope she's not gonna watch this. But anyway, when she gets in the car after soccer, I'm like, "Ooh, we're gonna roll down these windows till we get home."
Onions, my eyes are burning.
Yeah, but I think it's her age, like their hormones,
Yeah.
like because it just kicks in like all of a sudden, and then
It's
you know,
very-
like
yeah.
No,
we
totally.
may need to edit that.
But I really did. I ended up going to the doctor because I was getting like lumps, like full on lumps in my lymph nodes from it, and they checked for breast cancer. Remember I had messaged you to please pray because that's what they were looking for, and then that's when they found out that the swollen lymph nodes were actually just from the built up toxins in my body that needed to like be released.
Wow.
But now I don't itch. I can sleep.
Yes, when I finally converted and I was like, okay, I can finally use it. The rash went away, the itchiness. Yes, it doesn't suppress 100% the sweat, but at least it doesn't smell anymore, and I control it.
But I feel like the sweat is more like a hormonal balance.
Yes,
Whereas like the funk is like
right.
Yeah, that's
right.
different.
Obviously
I
it-
sweat, but I don't have that same like odor.
Right.
But I'm also like, I heard Botox under the armpits can help with some of the sweat. I don't know. Did anybody try? Has anybody
hear
tried
that. I
that?
haven't,
No,
but I
I
know
haven't
someone who
I haven't
does.
tried it, but I have heard about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna consult one of my friends that is.
All right, so if somebody
that
tries
field?
it, let me know how it goes. You know, you could be the guinea pig. And then
I'm gonna
I'll
consult
try
my
it out.
friend and
Thank
ask
you.
her because.
Thank you. Ask somebody and then let me know.
What are you guys doing over there?
Julie's all
Stretchy.
sorry.
We are.
Push your legs
Oh my
down.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the wonderful things. Some of the wonderful things happening. And then the weight gain. Man, the weight gain is like no, or just even like where before I could work out for 3 weeks and be like, ooh, I lost my 10 pounds. I'm all good, you know, looking all cute again. And now I'm 5 years later with the same 30 pounds. I'm like,
Hasn't gone?
what? It hasn't gone yet. What is happening?
But also, I think after having kids made it feels like impossible to lose weight. Before having kids, it felt like you can go to the gym and you can like, or just eat right for like a couple of days and you were good. And then now, after having kids, is the weight ever gonna go away? Is what I
Yeah.
want to
And
know.
the hair thinning. Is anyone
aging.
experiencing like problems with your hair thinning?
Yeah,
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Way thinner than
But I feel like too, that's like a
Okay, you're a
whole.
unicorn. You just got a gray hair, no hair thinning, whatever unicorn in the corner.
I just turned 40, so give me some time, okay?
What do you mean? I'm 39 and I'm experiencing this. I don't understand what the problem is. What vitamins are you taking that we're not taking?
I actually am taking. So one of the things that I did change is I did start taking a lot of vitamins and supplements.
But how long ago?
Actually, during COVID, right?
5 years ago.
Yeah, so I started it during. I was not like an avid vitamin supplement anything taker, but then during COVID, because we obviously like didn't want to get sick, so we started like increasing our vitamin intake and a lot of the things that like actually just like even like recovery, like a lot of people think like, oh, you gotta take a vitamin C. Actually, vitamin D is actually really important. Vitamin D actually helps you even recover when you have surgeries. Like they say like the success rate of somebody coming out of a surgery is like so much higher if they have like sufficient vitamin D versus insufficient.
But there's also something that you have to take with vitamin D for your body to actually absorb it. Yeah.
Magnesium, yes.
That is
so
super important.
yes.
Right before you go to bed, take 2 of them.
Yeah.
They're the best.
And vitamin C. There's something else with vitamin C. I don't know. It's terrible that I don't know. I just know that there are certain things that you have to take with each other in order for your body to actually absorb them.
it. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And multivitamins are actually the worst.
Yeah, I don't take
because your body doesn't absorb, like, I want to say it's like in the 90 percentile of what your body is actually supposed to absorb. It doesn't, because they're
Well, now someone tells me.
I don't know what the, like all the, you know how like when you read a vitamin and it'll say like 500 IU or, you know, and so in order for your body to actually absorb it, they have to like
take them
pair up with little people, you know?
Pair up with
See,
And I did not know that you
this
can
goes back
actually
to having to
OD
do
on
things with
vitamins.
community.
So you have to be. So when my son was born, my mom's cousin came from Mexico to be like our nanny, and she's a doctor in Mexico. So she said, I was taking like a bunch of vitamins to recover and feel better, have more energy. And she's like, you need to slow down. Like vitamin B, it's extremely toxic sometimes to your body. And I mean, a lot of us take a lot of vitamin 12 and vitamin B12. Yeah. And she's like, you need to be really careful because it can attack your body instead of helping your body.
Yeah, I think it attacks your white blood cells.
Yes. So she was
I'm not a doctor.
actually
Don't
at
quote me
the
on that.
hospital for that. So she was like, you need to be careful. So, you know, we see a lot of things, you know, like, you know, now with like social media, and if you're suffering from this and this and that, take this. But
Do your research.
Go to the doctor.
Go to
you
the
know.
doctor.
Yes.
Like do a blood work. Like that's what me and my husband did. We did like a blood
Yes.
panel, and they actually were the ones who told us, like my husband was like very deficient in vitamin D. So we had to buy like a special kind, right? Because like the normal one I'm going to say is like 50 or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like 5,000. I think it's like 5,000.
5,000. And like he needed like 30,000 or something. Like it was like ridiculous. So it would have, even if we would have bought just like a normal over the counter, it would have never corrected his deficiency, right? So it's like, I agree. I think you have to go to the
just so
doctor.
you know, most people are deficient in vitamin D.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
And it's, I mean, we're talking about our bodies changing. So for me, and I don't know if you guys are going to agree or not, but you digest everything different.
Yes,
So
I agree.
I went to the doctor. I always go to do my checkups like every 6 months. And so the doctor gives us this, you know, like the exam, like for the lab and urine and blood work. So he was telling me, hey, I'm worried about your kidney. You are not processing the protein the way you're supposed to. So your kidney's working like extra hard. And your protein is going through your urine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dangerous.
That is
Yeah,
dangerous.
that's dangerous.
Oh, wow.
So
you can
he
get
gave me
blood
medication
loss.
for that. Yeah. So he gave me medication for that. And it's like one of those things that you're like, what else? What else is going on? You know? But I don't know. For me,
What did they tell you to correct that?
well, first he said he removed the protein shakes from my diet. He's like, no more protein shakes because it's liquid protein and you're not, it's going right through your
kidneys
kidney.
aren't. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not
And then
processing
he
it.
Straight to
he
your
did-
urine.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Makes sense.
So that was the first thing. He removed the protein from my diet, the shake protein, the one you drink. But then when I was maybe like around like 38, I was terrified to be 40.
Really?
I was.
I was so excited.
I was so terrified of aging. I guess some women don't go through it, and some
Yes.
of
it's
us
a mix.
do go through it.
It's a mix.
I was so afraid of being 40 years old to say, on any application or any document, doctor's note, anything, like I'm 40 years old. Or when you do like a, some stupid thing on, Instagram and like what age,
Bracket are you in?
Bracket are you in? And I'm already 40. I was terrified of aging. So I had to go to therapy for that. Because I just didn't know how to cope with my age and being older and, having a kid at an old, and now in my 40s, and he's still little. So that's been that for me, a big factor for me at this age.
I think at this age, like, we were all so excited to, like, all we could talk about was, like, we're going to plan our 40th birthdays, and they're going to be amazing, and they're going to be so much fun, and we're going to get dressed up. We're going to take trips. We never took a trip, but, we talked about it.
Now we're hoping that painkillers
Me and our other group, we're planning the 40 trip, and I don't think that's going to happen either.
Oh, man.
It looks really sketchy.
Oh, but you know what's interesting about the gray hairs? So, okay, when I'm ready to go out, like, obviously I'm like, I dye my hair, like I dyed it a couple days before every podcast, just so it's like fresh or whatever.
I love that for you.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
You're fabulous every time.
Thank you. But it's funny because at work, I actually was excited to age because there was this part like in my career where when I was so young, there was not as much respect.
Yeah.
There's like ageism, sexism, all these things. But so I actually would start to let my gray hair show like as a sign of maturity. And I don't know if that gained more respect for people, but it actually, like, I felt like it helped me. So thank you, gray hair.
You're like, nobody would ever take me serious before.
Now. So Karen's point, she always helped me. Look at the upside, look at the bright side of things. The gray hairs help me.
To add to that, so like, let me see, me turning 40 or just the way that I feel now, 40, 41, I just turned 41. But now I'm like, 2 weeks ago. So I'm always like thinking about it. I'm like, sometimes I feel like, I feel great. I feel at my best right now when I look back. At because I know I could look back at my 20s and be like, I was a mess. Like, I was a mess. So I can now look back and be like, I've done things differently, right? So I feel great. But then I'm like, sometimes I'm like, wait, am I in denial? But then I'm like, wait, am I just, I'm embracing it. I'm embracing because at this point, do I not have a choice? I'm like, I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like, I have to embrace it. So it's like, okay, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm like halfway through my life, whatever, but I'm just making sure like I'm doing it right or I feel good. But I'm at that hill and we're about to go,
no regrets.
So right now I'm like, I'm gonna embrace it. I am where I'm at, and I feel it, and I'm like, I don't know, like this is it. Because next is the 50s and the 60s. And
sometimes I think like, what is wrong with me? Because I don't ever think about any of these changes.
I don't
like
know.
when I got gray hair, I was like, okay.
No big deal.
When I feel like I've been sweaty for like a larger part of my life, so I'm like, hey. Like I feel like when anything happens, I'm like, well,
part of life.
They love you. Like I don't know. Like I feel like, is there something wrong with me? Because I really, even when like my siblings, like when all these things were happening in the stages of their lives, and they're like, oh my God, I'm gonna be this age, and I'm gonna be, because obviously I have two siblings that are a lot older than me.
Same.
I'm like, you were worried about that? That's so weird. And then now I'm approaching the ages where they were worried about stuff, and I'm like, I really don't think about it. Like my gray hair, my sweating, I don't think think about it.
Yeah, that's funny.
You don't either?
No, like a lot of people.
got our first gray hair yesterday.
Be quiet. No, because when I just turned 40 this month, and a lot of people were like, "How do you feel about it?" And I'm like, I feel like whatever. Like I didn't have a feeling. Like, but but what Ara said resonated with me, because there were a lot of my friends who were like, "Oh my God, like 40." Like, and you hear a lot of women go into this like
depression.
Yes.
And
I don't know, 40 didn't sound scary to me, but right now when you said like 50 and 60, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, I think that to me
Well, because I have
sounds
siblings
different.
that are that age. So my siblings that went into that era, and who knows? I don't know. Maybe when I hit that era, I'm gonna feel that
I don't know.
way.
My mom's in her
I
60s
don't
and
know.
she's so fabulous. And my
Your
mother-in-law
mom is so cute. And my
so
mother-in-law's in her
fabulous.
60s and
My
she's
mother-in-law's
fabulous.
in her 50s,
My mom's
right?
in her 70s.
Ruben, is she in her
I see-
50s? She's fabulous too. I love
I
them.
see a lot of people like that.
They're
And I'm always
fabulous.
like #goals.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
that, I take
Yeah.
that and I'm like inspiration. It's inspirational. Like that's, you know, you want to feel that way. So I feel like I've always focused on that. And I don't know, like
You're very positive.
or
thinker.
another thing,
Yes, she
another
is.
thing. No, but another
a good
thing. No,
thing.
you know what's satisfying?
thing.
I mean, when people are like, "How old are you?" and you tell me, and they're like,
You look
"No,
good.
you're not," and I'm like, "Well, thank you." Like, I just
Thank
feel like-
you.
I mean, I don't. Know.
I get it a lot
I
at
get
work.
it
Yeah,
all the
Julie,
time.
you look
I feel like
good.
it
Yeah.
when
also
people
has to
don't
do-
card me, I'm like,
Because Julie looks like she's 28.
I know. I'm like,
all the
no.
time.
I'm all waiting. People, I'm like, I'm sure I'm older than you. No, you're not, honey. I'm like, yes, I am. They're putting their year. I'm like, no, girl. I'm 83. You're what? 94.
Yes.
you're so cute.
Again, whatever we're doing, like, you know, it's
It was like, remember Lauren's friend that she went to high school with
Yes.
that worked with you?
My friend Alice,
Yes,
yeah.
and she could not believe it.
Yeah.
I think I was excited for my 40s because I felt like
It's the new 30s.
Accomplished.
it is, but like I felt like, yeah, like there was a weight of credibility on my life when I was in my 40s. Like I felt like when I was going to be in my 40s, I was going to have my life together. And I was thankful to have a successful career early in my 30s. And when we, had made some large purchases, people were asking, like, my sister and my friends, like, what do they do? Like, is your sister in the mob? And I'm like, I'm not in the mob.
Yes, she is.
Working hard.
In the
Yeah, right? And I'm
She's in the mob. Why? I want her to be a gangster.
Can you define mob?
It's your pool with the lights.
but I felt like because I was successful in people's eyes at a younger age, I wasn't given the credit for the work that I put in to get there. Like I put myself through school. I went through my master's program. I worked full time. Like I did all of that, and it was looked at like, oh, well, where did this
how could
success
she be
come
there?
from? Yeah,
Right.
like oh, she married an
That's
Asian man.
terrible.
Maybe she got the money from the Asian side of the family.
You realize who's the people questioning, right?
Yeah.
It's always the
The ones that don't have
Now
anything.
I don't get it though. You know what I mean? Like.
haters. I always feel like haters contribute to your success. So
Yeah.
So thank you very
so
much, right?
true.
Yeah.
Keep hating.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't get questioned as much now that I'm older because I feel like now people are like, oh, she's in her 40s. Like,
Yeah, but you shouldn't be validated
she's
just
like-
because of
she's-
your age.
But you know what I mean, though. But I feel
Ageism.
like it's not socially recognized or maybe accepted or whatever. Like if you're successful at a younger age, there's this like
Questioning.
Stigma.
there's like this cloud of like,
Oh,
well, how
yeah.
did she get there? Like,
Yeah.
what did she do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would walk into meetings that were like multi-million-dollar deals, and I was the decision maker on some of those deals, and they would be like, "Oh, just you?
We're
Is
waiting
someone
on your
else
manager.
coming?" yeah. And I
Speak
would
to your manager.
So I would be like, "Oh, just me." And they're like, "Oh,
Present.
shoot!" And I was like, "Yep, see the gray hairs? Yep.
Wow. No wonder.
Just me. Just me.
Am I great?
My gray hairs. You see them? Yep. You respect that.
And I'm sure when they see you talking, they're like,
Respectfully
okay,
great.
yeah, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
First of all, if anybody knew Mindy at the young age that we knew her, she would be anybody's manager in like ninth grade.
Absolutely.
Yes.
She did it
Not
all.
because I was
She's
bossy.
been running probably because you're bossy.
All the parties at your house, no comment. Party at Mindy's
You
house.
know about this?
She does.
Yes, they
Keep
do
going,
know.
Julie. Tell us.
No, they do know.
Where were you?
All of our ASB.
Probably raising my son.
Oh, that's right. Teen girl.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because I did
We
go to
were
Mindy's
always
house,
at
but we only
Mindy's
had-
house.
But we only had sleepovers.
Yeah, we had sleepovers. Me, her, and the baby.
Yeah, me, her.
Wow.
That's so cute.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So I was at home raising my son.
And her husband would be at the races, and Ruben would be like, "Hey, I saw Dom there."
The crazy part is we should have had her and Jessica and Sienna there together.
Yes.
Oh my
we're
gosh,
so
yeah,
happy.
that would be fun.
We could have all been together.
Damn it,
Dang,
Mindy.
we missed out. See, Mindy, you were not managing properly in those
Sorry.
days. Your gray hair wasn't showing.
So in conclusion, are we embracing?
Yes.
absolutely.
40s, absolutely.
Absolutely.
now.
Still have a long time to get
I
there.
think I'm just in denial.
year.
Maybe I'm in denial. I don't
Now
know.
when people ask me like, how old are you? I'm like 41.
Very proudly.
Very proudly, and just
Don't
like,
people's jaws drop?
oh,
All the time.
all the time.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Because you look amazing.
All the
Yes.
time.
We had breakfast the other day, and I was like, okay, please tell me all your secrets.
Seriously,
Skincare
Anna, like, what do you do?
routine, please.
Yeah.
Part of that is, you surround yourself around the right people.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
positive attitude. You're happy, and that's what
Energy. It's all about energy.
That's what
It
comes-
shows.
The
Yeah.
reflection.
It shows.
You embrace it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're entering a season of good Botox, good
Yes.
fillers.
Right?
Yeah.
Apparently, you're
For
supposed to do that
yourself.
before they show.
Yeah,
I didn't know
kind
that
of,
was a
yeah.
thing.
Wow.
You're actually supposed to
We
start
learned a
all of
couple
those
things,
things
right?
before.
I don't have them
Laser
yet.
treatment.
I don't have them yet, but I'm
before
not
the gray
opposed.
hairs.
Like whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you feel like you
Yes.
look good. We talked about it last, I think, episode. Like, okay, don't let me go overboard, so I don't look a little crazy, But
I want to go overboard, but Stephen won't let me.
Just a little bit
I have
of
a husband
every-
hater.
You
sprinkle.
well, a little bit of every-
Dash here, a little dash there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to do what we got to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't had anything, but let me tell you.
You have.
Oh, well, excuse me, natural.
No one likes a bragger.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Wait, Julie, have you?
Yes. I
Then
got
what?
Botox.
What?
Yeah. I mean, they wore it out because I sweat a lot, but yeah.
I
I sweat a lot too.
I had gotten
Is that a
really
thing? So if you sweat, it goes away?
Yeah, faster.
Oh, I can't even get anything.
Faster.
Yeah.
I can't get anything. I'm
don't
gonna be a
last.
sweaty
Oh,
beast.
it does. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like 3 to 6 months, I believe they last, depending if you sweat a lot. If you do, then obviously they wear out.
You
more.
guys.
Yeah, but I did hear you're supposed to start earlier, also to do the Botox, not like when you're in your 40s. It helps more to start earlier.
Oh no, everybody keeps telling me they're like, "Sorry," I'm
But
like,
it's
I don't
never
need
too
it.
late
But it's
to do
never too
anything.
late.
It's never too late.
Never too late.
Yeah.
I do. There are a lot of things that I want to do. I'm not gonna tell you because I'm gonna see like when I do them. Like
If we notice, if we see the difference,
We'll know the difference.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh,
I'm not
we're
tell
gonna know.
anybody.
We're gonna ask
I'm gonna
you.
tell one person. It's gonna be the person injecting me.
I had gotten
Well,
really
no.
thin in like my 30s. I had lost so much weight after the kids, and I got like really deep lines. And so I remember asking the doctor, like, how do I get rid of these lines? He's like, you got to put like fat back in your cheeks. And I was like, well, I'm not trying to gain weight. Well, clearly I have, but then I didn't. Then I didn't. So he was like, okay, I'll just put like a little bit of filler. So I was like, okay, so he put a little filler here. It's since then, is gone because I probably sweat a lot, right?
No,
Well, I think first.
I do sweat a lot.
That's the part.
Yeah, it does.
Once you
know.
start,
Most
Filler sweats out too?
I don't know about those.
But it only
I
lasts
don't
like
think
every
fillers.
2 years.
Right.
regardless,
Like,
once
it'll like.
once you commit to something, it's that's it. It's
You
a
have to
commitment. You
maintain
have to.
it.
Yes, and I've heard
ready.
that.
Look, guys, I
yeah.
have one commitment, 3 commitments in my life.
Which is
Your
lashes.
children.
My husband and my 2 daughters.
Yep.
And
I was
let
like,
me
children,
tell
I already
you.
knew.
I thought you were going to say your lashes.
your lashes,
I already knew.
laser,
that's a
Botox,
huge
and lashes.
commitment.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
I even have 3 dogs. Okay, maybe I have more than 3 commitments.
I know, I have
6
2
commitments.
dogs.
Every time you have a new dog, every time, like a couple months, I come
I
over.
know.
I'm like,
How about Jessica told me, Jessica's like, I'm convinced that you love chaos. I was like, oh.
Oh,
People
that's
thrive in it.
okay.
Back
so
to the
that's a
whole
question.
moms. Back to moms.
Do
addicted
we
to
love
stress.
chaos? Do we love?
I
what
think
was
you're
it?
addicted to chaos.
Maybe I am. I have an autistic
Well, some
daughter.
people do
I
thrive
have a
in it.
dog that I think might have autism. What? Because she doesn't get anything.
A dog?
Yes, my dog is loca. She's the oldest one, and she's the only one that doesn't get it. I'm like, girl.
Do you think dogs could be like on the spectrum?
Yeah,
I think so. Yes,
Because I'm
I
not
think so.
joking. My husband actually thinks one of our dogs is. Coco.
Yes.
Yes, Coco. Coco's great.
I have a dog.
Coco doesn't get it. Okay, but was
She has no
Coco
social skill.
was Coco a rescue?
No.
No, but Coco,
breed?
Coco was brought into the world during the pandemic.
during-
okay,
COVID.
they
Those are
absolutely
COVID
go through
dogs.
trauma. So even that, like
I don't know.
feel like,
Belle
oh,
was a kennel. We rescued her. We rescued her. Our other 2 we bought from breeders, and we just realized that. And this is so sad because please rescue the dogs. Please, everyone, rescue a dog. But
I'm about to sing the Sarah McLachlan song. In the eyes of an Wow.
You could save one dog a day if you donate.
Guys,
Contact 1-800.
Rescue a dog.
Every dollar counts.
Sarah McLaughlin. Hashtag
Jen's Venmo. She will
Rescue.
Oh,
Save a life.
What is wrong with me? I don't even want my dogs. And I'm trying to rescue other dogs.
How do we go from?
we just can't help it when we do get off topic, guys. So sorry, guys.
Bodies, guys. Back
guys
to our body.
We are addicted to
I
chaos.
don't know.
But we're there.
If you want to know, the answer is yes, we're addicted to chaos. And yes, we don't know what's going on in our life.
You know what? The older we get,
Poquito.
this is what you get. This is what you get. But you know what?
It's tied to the brain fog.
It's okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I forgot what we were talking about.
We did.
Reset. What are we doing?
One of us bring us back.
This is what
Mindy?
And now,
you come
Julie,
in?
Nadia, Mindy, you're the ones that are going to listen.
what about you, your body?
What about my body? Where do I start? I always feel
you
like
don't have proud. Your body's
no, I don't, but I do feel like well, I had okay. If we want to get really personal.
Okay.
Float it.
I had again, it runs in my family. Colitis.
Colitis.
Colitis. So like where you have blood in your stool. I talked to everyone about this. So so yeah, it does run in my family.
Painful.
So my brother had a really bad where he was there. The doctors were wondering if they should. It was a plan like, do you want to try to fix it yourself, or we can just cut off that little
Part of your colon.
yeah, and then like you'll be going to the restroom in the back for like 6 months. It was like a whole process.
colostomy bag.
And my brother was like, no, I'm not. I refuse to do that. He went to like a camp because doctors don't really know. Like it's hard for them to really digest, like not digest, diagnose everyone because I think it's such a
Broad.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
Huge.
one, everyone's colon is different, but
Yes.
also because
talking
so
about
the different
colons
colitis,
now.
there's I know life changes.
Yes.
So there's diverticulitis and there's diverticulosis.
oh, you lost me.
And
I think
there's
I have the first one.
colitis.
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 Oh.
I know, but they're all
Jen could have been
three.
a doctor because
For sure. Oh my God, I should
Okay,
know
no.
these. I should know colitis. I don't even know.
No, the only reason that I know is because we were talking
Yes,
about, I
yes,
just
yes.
had my recent episode.
Just very
But
good at, like saying words.
Absolutely.
terminology.
Do you have diverticulitis? Do you have
I have
colitis?
I have diverticulosis, actually.
Diverticulosis.
So we're about to do a rap song. Tuberculosis.
So anyways, I have that. That was one of the.
Sorry. Go.
No worries. I'm trying to. So that was one of the biggest things I think me hitting 40 that happened to me. I had my first
episode.
Somebody cut off
Your episode's not funny.
Colonoscopy?
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Did it
go
hurt?
with your episode. I'm just laughing.
Are you good? Should I give you a moment?
It's okay. Let her
Keep talking. Let her know.
healthy. Happiness.
Did it hurt?
healthy.
I heard it's like a little painful.
Yeah, well, because I had-
It's like what?
No,
That
not,
it's painful.
the colonoscopy. No, you
No,
go to sleep.
you
It
go
was.
to
I
sleep.
felt like
Afterwards, like it's like it
no,
hurts a little.
nothing.
Not at all.
Nothing hurt.
Es bien. Like
No.
A colonoscopy?
Because my mom did one.
Girl,
Because
mine was crazy.
Mine was painful.
I woke up in
exactly.
mine.
That's why.
Mine was painful.
And she went through like a
woke up in bed.
fasting for like
Okay,
2 days.
The fasting was horrible. That was the worst part.
Right.
Because I had to drink like this whole thing.
Right.
But going in there, like when they put the drug on me, they're like, okay, you're gonna go to sleep. It felt amazing, guys. They're like, okay, count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because you love sleeping.
But like when I woke up from it, I was fine. You know.
You like drugs?
But it felt amazing. Like I just remember they put me in a wheelchair, and I mean I didn't feel like it was painful.
Wait, but how do you solve your colitis problem? What is
No. So that was just my colonoscopy story.
Oh,
but as far as my
something else.
colitis, am I saying it right?
She's being
Colitis?
detailed.
Okay, that. So it was, I just talked to my brother a lot because again, he went through hell and back. He just basically said, this is a diet. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This is like, I can't eat nothing. So I just took it in my own matter and was just kind of like taking things out of my diet here and there. But the one thing that really helped me, like sugars, like a lot of things that I had to cut out of my diet.
That was what kefir.
So one thing that really has
probiotic.
helped me till this day, I'm doing it, is kefir probiotics. It is. So my brother, I would tell him, I'm like, oh, I'm taking the mango, the strawberry. You know, it's not the best. Like he's like, no, you got to take the plain
I
one.
have
I'm
the
like, "But
strawberry
plain-"
banana if you want it.
No. Well,
don't
it's
like
for
it.
me. I'm just used to it now. I do the plain. It was gross. It's like drinking sour cream. So I just got used to it. At this point, I take like this much in a cup every single morning. And I feel like it's helped me. I haven't seen any more blood in my stool, and it just really watching what I'm eating and I think stress, just everything in general. So that was one of the biggest changes for me turning 40. And it just, I think we're like cars. We start breaking down little by little, and we have to really take care of ourselves.
Compare us to a car.
Yes.
We're like cars.
I actually talk about maintenance.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait, did
I need
anything
an
show
oil
up
change.
in your colonoscopy though?
The what?
Yes.
Did anything show up on
Colitis.
your colonoscopy? Like, did you have any other issues in your colon?
No, it was just that it was inflamed. My colon was inflamed.
Okay.
And I did have
Pull-ups.
no.
No, she has the pocket.
Hemorrhoids.
Oh,
What?
Hemorrhoids.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So I had hemorrhoids.
Those are painful. I
Yeah,
heard those are
that's
so
painful. That's painful. So, yeah, I had them inside. So, anyways, but all this was happening to me. So, I had to really change my diet dramatically because of that. Everything was like hurting me, and that comes from like also pushing. You have to like not push. You're supposed to like go to the restroom only when you feel like going.
Yeah.
Because when you're pushing, you're like basically bursting out your veins down there.
What about when you squat? Does it hurt when you're like squatting? Like,
No, because I'm
working out?
healed now.
Okay.
But you can get hemorrhoids from pushing or also lifting super heavy weights. So I'm like, well, it could have been both for me because I
like
have weights.
hernias.
And yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's the biggest.
I
thing
heard
for
that
me.
you can get those too when you are like estreñida, like when you're
Yeah.
So
Constipated?
Yeah,
constipated.
constipated.
Because my husband, he
Absolutely.
has a lot of issues with digesting.
Oh, he's gonna
so-
be really happy about
And
that.
he,
I mean, if we want to talk about my
We're
husband,
gonna
he had
tag you.
hemorrhoids. But his were
I'm
outside.
so afraid because his uncle had surgery because it was that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Especially for men that age.
If
Yeah.
they're really bad, like your hemorrhoids, you could have them like they cut them and like it's like this whole thing. I didn't have to go to that point, but you know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
But you,
To all,
no, go ahead.
oh no, to add to all this, right? So even it reminds me of how now, like anything we eat at this age,
oh my god,
everything causes
You get bloated.
inflammation.
Yeah.
So I heard you say that, like inflammation, because
I passed
so the
kidney
same thing.
stones.
No, yeah, right. So the
Yeah.
same thing. I started experiencing this bulge up here, and it was becoming very uncomfortable. So then I went, got it checked out. I got an ultrasound, whatever. So it turns out that I had the
Gallbladder.
No, polyps.
polyps.
Oh, polyps.
So it's just developing, very minimal, but you can feel it right away. So I can only imagine how much worse it can get if you
Yeah.
don't
Don't
take care of
treat it. Yeah.
So yes, absolutely. Anything we're eating at this age,
It's adding. It's
the inflammation is real. Like
You have
yes.
polyps in like your upper intestine?
so the gallbladder, they gave me an option. I could either get it removed and just not deal with it, or watch.
diet.
Yes.
Change your diet.
Monitor.
guys, everything we eat.
The thing is that what you have to watch too is like anything with polyps is like leads to cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like those are what you
Okay.
like want to watch for.
Mine was barely. I mean, it's barely. Like, I'm catching it so soon, but I noticed the discomfort right away. So I went and I got it checked out, and turns out, yeah, if I don't take care of it in a couple of years, absolutely, it will turn into stones. I will have to get my gallbladder removed. So all this is just coming with age. So yes,
Yes.
what is happening to my body? Anything we're eating now,
It catches up to you.
It
I don't know
just-
if
it
it's
really
like,
does.
A lot
It
of
really
the
does.
natural Hispanic diet, right? Like a lot of the fried foods, whatever. I started having this crazy pain, like in my left lower back. And I was at the camp. I was like, Julie in there. I think I'm passing kidney stones. Like after.
No, I felt so bad. I think just go
I'm
home.
thinking she pulled a muscle.
Yeah, I thought she was faking it.
Yeah.
I thought she was faking
I think
it.
you're just trying to get out. Well, hence, I think it was last episode, Nadia was like, Mindy, just stop showing up. I started passing kidney stones in the middle of this, which is why I didn't show up. Promise
That's
I'm not a flaky
painful.
person. It was super
I
painful.
heard that's really
Went to
painful.
the doctor. They passed, but I've since like moved to, I started with a vegan diet, but then I wasn't getting enough omegas. So then I went to a pescatarian diet with no dairy, like just trying to like re-energize my body and not feeling so great in the process. It's so
like,
Yeah.
hard.
I love cheese. I cannot have cheese. I mean, I still eat it.
You
can't have
But
cheese.
I swear, like
I love
every
it, but I
time
don't
I
anymore.
have cheese, I feel like I ate a whole pizza. Like I feel so heavy, so bloated.
So
and
now,
then
para quitar el antojito, like I have to be very cautious. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll have a little piece, and even I've showed them where I'm like,
yeah.
I'll have a tiny bite of
And
something, and then I'll be like, look, touch her hair. It gets hard, right up here.
It's like a little
Hard.
ball right here at the
Like
top
that.
of her stomach.
Hard, inflamed. So I'm like, okay, it's good and bad because now I'm like I have to control.
Yes.
So
Like
it,
a
you
forced to
know,
change
then
rating.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's in a way it's like positive because I'm like, okay, you know,
Yes.
okay, cool. Like now I'm not like bloated, whatever, all that stuff, right? Like I'm having to watch because if I don't, then yes, I'm gonna have to remove it, and all that stuff is gonna come and.
And you don't want the surgeries. You don't want the colonoscopies are like the worst, except unless you're Julie, who like
Julie was on drugs.
Mine is the worst.
knocked out.
Oh,
I
it was the
mean,
best
she had the
feeling.
best sleep of her life.
I woke up.
She's like, do this harm now.
I woke up and I felt like they were like
It was horrible.
putting something through my stomach. I was like, my stomach.
It was
And they were
horrible.
like, oh,
Worst
you're gonna go to
experience
sleep,
from a
come to bed. I
colon.
was
Not
like,
at all.
no.
And I'm suffering from allergies now. I never had allergies in my entire life.
through
And we
3
lived
years
in
of
Fontana forever.
Yeah.
So now it's like, my husband's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, allergies.
Every morning.
Yeah.
And then
every
especially
night.
when the weather changes, like if it goes from hot to cold or like windy, I'll wake up. I'm like,
Yeah.
hello.
So the premise of this is enjoy your 20s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Enjoy part of your 30s.
Why only part?
And just
Because then they
get
start
ready.
Because then they start creeping. But enjoy your 40s. Like the beauty of life. I don't know. I feel more settled. Like, you know, my kids are getting to an age, like at least if they're 5, like kindergarten and above, you start experiencing some stability, right? Hopefully things start to move better in a financial direction if you're blessed in that way. I don't know. My life started to feel more balanced as my body started to get more crazy. So
Balance.
Well, we put it through
The world
so
was
much,
giving you
like,
balance.
right? I mean,
To get where we want to be.
and it takes it takes a lot of work to get there, right?
It's
yeah,
a lot of work.
journey.
And yeah.
But really, you have one body and you have one life. Like,
Yeah.
what makes you think that it's not always going to be something? Like, you're going to have to care for something at every stage in your life for your body.
And like we were saying, Nadia was saying, what were you saying? You learn to listen to your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
was
had
telling
a slow-
Ada earlier, I started listening to my body more. So I am a workaholic. So I have a tendency to work like 10, 14-hour days. And it's just who I am. And this last year, I've learned to have to listen to my body. I was telling her, like yesterday, I took a mental health day for myself. Like I just took a day and I just did everything that fueled my soul. Like I spent time with my daughter.
You didn't call me.
We had dinner around the table.
You stress her.
Mindy.
Every time I ask you, you're doing adulting stuff. Like, oh, I'm doing laundry. I'm like, I'm not taking a PTO day to do laundry. She's like, can you come to my house in your pajamas? I'm like, no. I want to come to your house in my pajamas. She did. I was like, I want to have a fun day.
That's Mindy.
She's like, you can come over. And I'm like, no. So no, I don't want to come over.
Cousin love.
your
Cousin
laundry.
love.
To do your laundry in my pajamas.
Look, I'm definitely going to invite everybody over and we're going to have a paint party. We're going to paint my house.
Okay.
Oh,
my God, it was
I thought we were like,
Not like we're gonna paint. Yeah. Why not
I
paint?
thought it was like
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm going to
drinking
label it as. You
wine.
guys come in with the best energy, and then
yeah.
guess what? That back wall, it's going to look real nice. when you guys leave.
Laundry day.
You guys, we're going to have a shopping day.
Ooh.
Oh,
And
grocery
then
shopping.
Gonna be when you guys come over and you guys help me organize my clothes and
I
you
feel
can
very
shop for
tricked.
whatever you guys want to take.
Fun.
Oh, I like that. I'm down.
That's a
Well,
good
we're
idea.
looking for a sponsor for a shopping day.
I have a
That's
random
Instacart.
question.
Random question.
Does anybody else can't even do
Have to take a shit?
jumping jacks without like
Peeing?
Oh my God.
Oh, absolutely
lately,
not.
I just been.
I just
I can't.
if I laugh,
I just sneeze. And
laugh,
I
yeah.
laugh, sneeze,
So sorry.
cough.
going back to
Laugh too
what
hard.
is happening to my body. This goes back to earlier I was talking about after kids. So I remember like after, no, it's because I watched all these girls
Called it
have kids
consonants.
having kids before me. And then I thought, oh yeah, after my first kid, I'm going to go work out because I got the 6-week clearance. I go work out, I come back and I text all of them. I'm all, bitches.
you didn't
What
tell me.
happened?
No,
Wait, what happened?
none of you told me that I couldn't do a jumping jack
You didn't
without
ask?
pee.
Oh, you didn't do your Kegels.
I mean, those are, it's
First of all, I did do those and that didn't work.
I
That's
had
a
You need
lie.
to build your
They haven't
pelvic
come
wall.
up with something like a special machine because
Well, I had to go through therapy. So, like
What,
most
your
of you-
Kegels?
so I went through. It's called incontinence or incontinence.
Oh, yes.
Or incontinence. Or
Yes.
we make up words here. I don't know.
Incontinence.
Yeah, we make up words here. It's okay.
No, it's
But I was started to experience that. So I went to the doctor and I went through physical therapy and they have a physical therapist.
For
who
your
actually-
vagina?
For your vagina.
they actually have no. They actually have a machine. They do have a
vagina
machine to
doctor.
help it.
I had a person. I had a person.
it does get out of control. Like
Squeeze.
laughing too hard. Like really?
Yeah.
Like you guys sitting like this, if we were actually to have like a full on like laugh
Don't pee
attack,
on my sofa.
first of all, I would cross my legs. Ew.
I have like earlier she was making me laugh and I had to
just
cross
said-
my legs and tell her,
That's what
hold
I'm
on, let me prepare.
I would have to like sitting like
hold
this.
my cookie if I'm gonna sneeze. It's like a whole combination. Like
You guys, I have
Wait,
to carry
you
my
can
own
hold
diaper
it?
bag.
I don't have
I
that
feel like if I
experience.
hold it
You're like this.
I don't.
Okay, again,
pinching
maybe
it?
you had your kids younger.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Don't know,
Honestly,
girl.
like
you are so healed.
You don't have those
no,
issues?
and that's what like literally Karen just I think like I'm having an
Again,
epiphany. Like
the
I think maybe
unicorn.
because I did
Well, 'cause
have my
your body
kids
probably
young.
heals
she was
faster
young
when
for-
you're younger.
Your body heals faster.
Girl, I
Wouldn't
hadn't
you say
even
that
gone
never
through
happened to you?
puberty when I had my son. Like, hello.
You
Her
definitely
body
had
just
puberty
healed
'cause
faster, girl.
No,
you
Like
definitely
I
had
don't
that
have
period.
that issue. I don't have, but I do know there is a machine at a med spa that you can sit on that will help
that
build
bad.
your pelvic
There
wall.
are
They do
times
have
where
it.
I'm like, oh, should I just
Yeah.
pee a little bit?
Yeah,
My husband's like,
I'm gonna go there.
I'll tell you what it is after because
and
they're
then
not a
after my-
sponsor, so I'm not
my
naming.
back
it.
Yep.
surgery,
Good job, girl.
It got a little worse.
Wait till they can get sponsored.
like
Yeah.
honestly,
Sí, del tiro, like,
me is the sneezing.
I have to.
So I don't have it anymore after the therapy.
Oh, okay.
How long was the therapy?
We didn't let her finish.
I
Do
went
they
to
have?
the
Do they?
therapist.
I'm sorry. I just have
They
to ask.
So many questions.
They use their hand
Oh wait.
Oh,
in the therapy.
Wait, okay.
We're getting into details.
Start.
Let's see.
Okay, I have
Go back again.
I was like,
Like, what equipment do they have?
Hold
Like,
on. Go ahead, explain.
It's a female. I had a female. I chose a
Okay.
female.
Well, don't make it
She
sound
was
like it's
wonderful, and she was like very professional.
I
about
hope
it.
so.
as they should.
But
It's a
lot of
business.
times when you're doing a Kegel, you're not actually doing it correctly. And I didn't know that because I thought I was doing my Kegels, right? I'm like, this is not working. And so I went to her and she was like, no, you're not using the right muscle. So they teach you to exercise the right pelvic muscle. And then once I did that, that problem went away from me. But I did have it. It can go
How long
away.
did you have to do that
A
exercise?
year of therapy.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Therapy.
She would help you every
Yes.
not long at
Once
all.
a month.
So she would
Okay,
help
but it's
you
only
go
12
and do it?
sessions.
12 sessions.
12
Oh,
sessions.
once a month.
12 sessions, once a month. So not like
Yeah, we
weekly.
need contact.
It sounded like a long time.
Yeah, a year. I'm like every day for a year.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
I can't. Like, I'm like, I forget. Like, I
Yeah.
can't.
What if
Yeah.
you're just like having a good time and
I didn't want that. Like,
She doesn't want it.
what?
Intentional.
it's very frustrating. Like, I can't even like get through my whole jumping jacks. Like
Without
jumping
peeing.
jacks without having a modify.
But I know that's very common though. Like I hear a lot of women say
I'm
that.
Sure,
But you don't
like,
wear a penny liner?
I do.
Oh, okay.
But I'm man.
Yeah, for sure.
So I no longer
I
have
just want to go back to my 20s.
I think that's why I go to the restroom a lot because it's like okay,
I do go to the restroom a lot. I pee
I
so
go to the
much.
restroom a lot.
time
I
out,
do.
because
Yes.
even if I go
tiny
to the
bladder.
restroom and then I come out to do the jumping jacks, I feel like I have to run right back
Oh
to
my
the restroom
God.
if I'm doing
So-
a jumping jack because I feel like I'm gonna pee.
I
So
carry
we
my
took
own
my
diaper
son
bag.
to the Sky Zone.
I pack extra.
You tried Sky Zone? That's brave.
I was jumping.
Oh Lord.
I was like, I'll be back. My husband's like, what's wrong? I just had an accident. He's like,
No, my husband knows.
I'm like, yes, what you're thinking, exactly what you're thinking. He's like, you just pee. I'm like, yes, and a
Yes,
lot.
oh my
So
God.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Okay.
I went home.
I have to go change
I
myself.
went home.
So many times when we're walking out of the house, all the kids, it's a mission to get out of the house. We know that, right?
Yep.
They're in the car, ready to go. I'm the last one because I'm grabbing whatever, like the last things. As I'm walking out in the garage, I'm like, achoo, or like something.
Oh my, that's it. Yes.
I would just make eye contact with Orlando and I'll be like,
I'll be back.
I'll be back. He knows her. I'm like,
Oh my god, I'm glad it's not
I'm
me.
gonna come out with a new
I'm like,
outfit.
really?
Yeah.
At least thank you. Like it happened right before we left the house.
Yeah.
But then it reminds me, like, let me grab an extra one just in case. Like I always have to have one on backup.
Wow.
But
Go to a therapist
Girl,
for a year.
your
It's
therapy.
so worth
Yeah.
it.
I
It
mean,
changed.
I didn't even know that.
But
was
what do
a
you
thing.
do? Like, what do you tell your doctor? Like, I just randomly pee on myself, and then you just send me to a therapist.
no, like
Like, how did you get like refer to it.
I'm
Or did you just
experiencing
look it up?
incontinence. I'm experiencing incontinence. They know what that means. It's very common. And then they
Okay.
refer you, your OB refers you to the therapy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Very common.
Okay.
Very common.
There you go, ladies.
Very
That's all you
common.
got to do.
Do excessive jumping.
So if you're experiencing that problem,
happened.
we
Okay,
just
well,
expose
oh
the
my
secret
God.
to
Obviously, it's normal, but
Yes.
when I first experienced, I remember like texting
Everyone.
girls, and I was like, you guys told me a lot of details, but nobody told me that I couldn't do a jumping jack without like I didn't know what was happening. And I'm like, whoa.
Oh my gosh, this has been so wonderful. Oh my gosh, ladies, thank you for just being so transparent. We hope that some of this helps somebody out there because
They don't feel lonely.
they don't
that
feel
it
lonely. You don't
happens
feel like
to
you're
all of
going
us.
through this alone.
At least I'm letting you know, because these girls didn't tell me that I couldn't do a jumping jack.
We're so sorry.
There's a lot of things you guys didn't tell me.
ask.
I was last to have children. There's a lot of things you guys.
You had Peyton before.
Oh,
Yeah, yes.
I take it back. Okay.
Sorry, Karen.
Sorry.
No, sorry, Karen. I mean, these are the secrets, right? We're exchanging the secrets right now so that other people who are walking through this, who maybe don't have girlfriends or cousins or friends or companions to share this with, and they're wondering, is this only happening to me? I'm so embarrassed to share it. But send us your messages. Honestly, we get to all of your questions. You sent us topics about the things you want us to talk about, and we do our best to try to address them because we want to. This was the reason we made the podcast. We realized we were sharing all of this wisdom and secrets amongst ourselves, but there were so many more people out there we thought could benefit, right, from the blessing of all this wisdom. So I pray that you learned something from this craziness today, that you enjoyed the podcast, that you laughed along with us, that that something that we said resonated with you today. And so we just want to thank you. Thank you, ladies, for your time, for you blessed us. Thank you. We love you. Bye. Thank you, friends. Bye. Ciao. Thank you, friends, for joining us. Tune in each week as we give you an intimate window into our decades of friendship and exchange secrets on how we are striving to successfully navigate life's challenges. Remember to like and subscribe to our podcast on YouTube and other podcast platforms. The content in our podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute medical, legal, financial, or other professional advice. Please consult with a professional for specific advice tailored to your situation. The views and opinions expressed by our guests and sponsors are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Tell Me Your Secret, LLC.